first, Jeff, if you don't mind, just introduce yourself. Explain who you are, your company, and kind of how you got into the stone industry and how your business got started.
Yeah, so the business started in 2006, and it was there's three owners, Brad Burns, Brian Burns, and myself. Obviously, those two are brothers. So one might say that I was slightly insane to jump in business with two brothers, but it's worked out great. They've adopted me as their third one, and yeah, it's I my father was in business. He had a glass company many years before that started in 1969, and that evolved through time. And eventually, we did a little bit of countertop work through his company. And long story short, we ended up starting because of some things that happened with that business. Brad and Brian were customers of mine at the time, and they had this brilliant business plan of becoming countertop fabricators, and thought it would be smart to get somebody who had been in the business a little bit. So, and they were kitchen and bath dealers prior to our business as well. So they bring a really valuable side of the business as well, because they were once customers of countertop fabricators. So it's pretty unique perspective to come from. So yeah, we started it basically greenfield in 2006, and with two key guys. One was Bob Nagy, who's still with us. He's brilliant at anything mechanical and just an all-around hardworking, good guy. And another guy, Rob Lockridge, was there from the beginning as well. And Rob now, he's since moved to Virginia, and now he works for Synchronous Solutions, which you might recognize is Ed Hill's company, which then was sold to another person, and now he does synchronous flow implementations for that company. So
That's fantastic. What was it like getting in business with two brothers? Like, did you all have to have designated roles? Like, okay, Brad, you're going to handle this, Brian, you're going to handle this, and Jeff, you're going to handle this.
yeah, it's so we kind of naturally gravitated to what we seem to be good at naturally. And so Brad, we always joke, is the guy with the rocket and the where, and he's got big plans and big dreams and always the big thinker. And so as a company, you need this sort of grand vision that you're trying to pursue, and he provided that early on. Brian is probably more like me than Brad is. He's both are very smart. Brian is exceptional at like managing things and making them happen, and just keeping everything on track. So our roles have kind of shifted and moved through time, but we tend to all chime in with on almost any subject. Like we're not the ones necessarily making the decision. It may not be our area, but we're also chiming in and offering an extra opinion on certain things, and that's served us well. Obviously, when you have three differing opinions at times, that can be challenging, but it's worked. We've been able to leverage each other's abilities, now for 17 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that's great. And as far as you're now being nominated for the the 2023 Fabricator of the Year award, like what does that mean for not only you but for the company, right, as a whole?
Well, there's a lot of people that I'm sure any business owner can attest to this. There's excuse me, there's a lot of people on everyone's team that make things happen and deserve credit. More times than not, it's not really the owners so much as it is the team behind them, and that's no different for us. So what it would mean for us, I think it would be a great acknowledgement for the people behind our scenes that maybe people don't know, to get acknowledged for their hard work. I think it'd be kind of a feather in the cap for everybody. I think everyone would be pretty excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people see it as like there's one person that gets up and accepts the award, but you're really accepting it for the whole company, right? Like
Absolutely.
it's everyone that's been a part of it, and it's always great to see that.
That's right. Well, there's no other way. There's no other way to succeed. You
Mhm.
cannot do it uh, just with the owner or owners. I mean, you have to have a good team behind you.
Mhm.
They're the
Mhm.
ones actually doing all the hard work.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then last thing to really kind of talk about is recently for you and even Brad and Brian, you're very involved in the industry, right? You're doing a lot of different things in the industry and different boards and all this stuff. First, what does it mean to you to give back to the industry to be able to do all these things? And then second, if people are kind of thinking about giving back to the industry, what do you recommend for those people of like a jumping off point? What should they get involved with?
So, interestingly enough, some might know that I serve on the Natural Stone Institute board. Um, I wasn't even on my radar, to be honest. And interestingly enough, Brian, the younger brother, um, gave this to he gave me the email and he said, "Hey, you should do this." I think what he was trying to say is, "You're an old fart, and you should do this before you're not here." Um, but anyways, I said, maybe I'll give that a try. And I've been as a child, I was really, really shy. And as you know, Jason, I don't like the spotlight. I don't like it shining on me. I don't. It's just not my nature. And um, so I ran into Jim Heeb at an event up in Grand Rapids at the CMS event. They had an open house, and I said, I'm just going to talk to Jim, see what that's all about. So we had a discussion. We talked about what it meant and how to do it, um, and that's you have to fill out paperwork to be nominated and whatnot. So in that paperwork, they ask you, you know, questions about why you want to be there, and that's exactly why I did it because to sort of it was a time to give back, to get out of my comfort zone and be involved at a level that I hadn't been involved in prior. So it, it means a lot, and man, I tell you, when you allow yourself to get outside of your business and travel and see other companies and meet a bunch of different people, and I've had the opportunity to see all different parts of our business. I mean, this is more countertop focused, this Fabricator of the Year, but there's a whole other end of this business, Jason, that you are fully aware of. You've been at some of these other events like the study tours, which go to different quarries throughout the country over the years, and you just meet so many people, and it's so interesting to see all the different little niches that people fill and all the incredible work that they do, and um, that's been probably the most rewarding part of it, of being involved. Man, you just learn so much. You learn there's not a single person that you don't learn from.
Awesome. And then if somebody's looking to kind of jump into this, what should they look out for? Is there certain organizations or something they should join?
um, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can get involved in. There's there's trade groups,
Yeah.
SFA events that you can go to. There's ISFA events that you can go to, and it, the beginning of any big journey begins with one step, and you just decide to do it, and you go and you meet people and ask questions, and you can get involved in any of those groups, whether it's the NSI or ISFA or SFA. Any of those things are good to be involved in, and whatever you're comfortable with is probably what you should do.
All right. Awesome. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I appreciate it, man.
Welcome.